In the busy life of the 21st century, there is a kind of silent killer with no shape, but it is slowly taking away the energy of many young people every day. That is laziness and the habit of procrastination. Have you ever felt this way? When the clock moves closer to midnight, you sit there and look at your to-do list, which is still empty. You feel guilty, but your hand cannot leave the phone screen. Dreams of a bright career, a healthy body, or a free life seem more and more far away, not because you are not capable, but because you are letting laziness slowly swallow your early dreams. We often lie to ourselves with the words, "I will do it tomorrow." But the hard truth is that tomorrow is often a place that never comes. If you are standing at the crossroads between ambition and fear of failure, if every step feels heavy, like carrying lead, take a quiet moment and step into this small kitchen. There, in the thick smoke and the smell of food, there is a lesson about inner strength that has existed for a long time, waiting for lost souls to find their way back. Outside, the rain is pouring heavily. Cold raindrops keep hitting the window as if testing my own patience. In the dark living room, I sit there. My clothes are still wet from the rain, but my heart feels much colder than that. I have just had a terrible week. My startup project is stuck, and the partner's rejections feel like knives, stabbing into my already weak confidence. I feel like a lost person in my own life, full of big plans, but without enough strength to take the first step. I walk into the kitchen where my mother is quietly preparing dinner. The warm yellow light spreads through the space, completely opposite to the gray sky outside. The steady sound of cutting vegetables on the board is like the calm beat of time. I sit down on the old wooden chair and say with a choking voice, "Mom, maybe I really can't do anything right. I have so many things I want to do, but I feel tired, and I want to give up. I'm afraid that even if I try, it will lead nowhere." My mother stops her hands. She does not use dry advice to comfort me, and she does not blame my weakness. She only smiles, a kind smile from someone who has gone through many storms. She understands that sometimes words are unnecessary, and only experience can wake up my frozen soul. My mother quietly places 3 pots of water on the stove. She turns on the gas, and the blue flame lights up, showing my worried face clearly. When the water starts to boil strongly, steam rises and fills the space. My mother takes 3 things from a basket: a hard carrot, a fragile chicken egg, and a handful of pure coffee beans. She puts them, one by one, into the 3 pots of boiling water. I look at her with confusion and think to myself, what is she cooking? At a time like this, my mother turns to me. Her eyes are gentle but firm. "Life, my child, is like these 3 pots of boiling water. The boiling water is hardship, pressure, judgment from others, tiredness, and even laziness that is always ready to pull you down. We cannot choose whether the world is harsh or not, but we can choose how we respond to it." For the next 20 minutes, the kitchen becomes quiet, with only the sound of boiling water. These are 20 minutes of waiting, of silent change, inside those simple ingredients, just like the way time shapes the strength of each person. When my mother turns off the stove and puts the 3 things on plates, the real lesson begins. She uses a spoon to press lightly on the carrot. It breaks apart immediately, soft and weak, with none of its hard shape left. My mother says, "Do you see? This carrot was very hard. Before it went into the pot, it looked strong and tough. But when it met the challenge of boiling water, it became weak and soft." This is like people who talk loudly about their dreams when life is easy, but when they face difficulties or feel tired, they choose to step back and let procrastination melt all log back its proof, their will. Next, my mother peels the egg. The soft liquid inside has now become hard, dry, and firm. This egg was easy to break, she says. But after the challenge, the inside became hard. Some people let difficulties change their hearts. They are not lazy, but they become bitter, negative, and lose their flexibility and kindness. They become so stiff that they can no longer feel the taste of life. Finally, my mother points to the bowl of coffee water. The water is no longer clear. It has turned dark brown, rich in color, and gives off a strong, pleasant smell that fills the room and pushes away the damp air from the rain outside. But the coffee bean is the most amazing, she says. It does not let the boiling water destroy it. Instead, it uses what is inside to completely change the water. It turns hardship into a wonderful flavor. Coffee does not only pass the test, it creates new value from the test itself. My mother's words feel like an electric shock running down my spine. I look at the hot cup of coffee and at the amazing change from those small beans. I realize that for a long time, I have chosen to be the carrot. I let work pressure and my own laziness make me weak, pushing me to melt into a safe and comfortable life. I understand that inner strength is not when you have no fear, but when you use fear and difficulty as fuel to create a better version of yourself. Awakening does not come like thunder. It comes in a quiet moment inside the heart. I no longer feel tired. Instead, there is a new and strong energy, like the rich taste of freshly made coffee. I stand up and hold my mother's thin hands, silently thankful for this valuable lesson. I return to my desk and look at the dusty computer. I no longer want to say, "I'll do it tomorrow." I cross out those words, delete useless apps on my phone, and start typing the first lines of a plan for the project that has been stuck for so long. Each key press is like a step of persistence, and each sentence is like a coffee bean mixing into the flow of life to create the taste of success. Life never lacks pots of boiling water. Pressure will always be there. Difficulties will always surround us, and laziness will always be the sweetest whisper in your ear when you feel tired. But remember this, you are not a slave to your situation. You are the one who creates it. Do not let procrastination turn you into a weak carrot, and do not let failures make you a hard, cold egg. Choose to be the coffee bean. Use your daily effort to change the situation you are facing. What you do today is the seed for your future. If you plant hard work, you will harvest inner strength. If you plant persistence, you will receive freedom. Whenever you feel like giving up, ask yourself, do I want to be the thing that boiling water destroys, or the thing that changes the water? The answer is in your hands in what you do right now. Do not wait until everything is perfect to start, because the journey through imperfection is what creates a bright life. Stand up, make yourself a cup of coffee made of willpower, and start writing the next chapter of your life, a chapter about strength, effort, and true success. If today's lesson from the small kitchen has helped light a small fire of strength in you, and helped you see a way to overcome procrastination, please don't hesitate to press like and share this story with your loved ones. People who may also need a wake-up call to change their lives. Especially, leave a comment below to let me know your choice right now. Do you choose to be the carrot, the egg, or the strong coffee bean? Each choice you make is the strongest commitment to the bright journey ahead. I sincerely thank you for spending your valuable time listening and staying with me until these final moments. I wish you always keep your persistence and soon enjoy the sweet results of today's efforts. Goodbye, and see you again in the next inspirational videos.